Yo, so what is up, people? Mi gente, check this out. So this is gonna be a different type of video. I just decided, you know what, let me talk about my first car, because I really haven't talked about it. I have like two little video clips uploaded of it on this channel. It was my first car. Got it back in I forgot, I think late 2014 or early 2015. I forgot. I have not looked at the paperwork actually, and I do not know the exact date when I got this car, because my parents basically got it for me when I was in high school, and then everything that was put onto the car is from me, my money. So not sponsored by mom and dad with the parts. With the car, yes, but honestly I was paying for the car too, so you can't say shit, motherfuckers. I see fools that they get everything from mommy and daddy, but enough of that bullshit. All right, we're just here to talk about my first car, and it's right here. I have it saved right here on my desktop. And the reason you might be wondering is, why are you showing us a desktop screen and where's the car? Well, the car does not look like this anymore. All right, that shit is stock as hell, stock as fuck now. It doesn't have the wheels. Those wheels are the MB Battles. They're on the SI now. That front lip, the only thing that is still on this car are certain interior pieces, certain parts that I wrapped. The front lip is still on there. The fog lights are still on there, because why would I take those off? The headlights are still on there. The red badges are still on there. And that little hood thing right here, look, you could even tell right here. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor, but this right here, that's on the car still. Everything basically up here in the front is still on the car. Even these little things right here, these little things, these spikes down here, the lug nuts, and I took those off because they kind of messed up the threads on the wheels. I don't know, I think they're like cheap type of steel and they got rusted a bit, and I broke a whole bunch of them off and I had to get a whole bunch of new ones from damn AutoZone, because I said fuck it, you know. But the car has basically, on the SI, it has similarities to this. Well, this car is inspiring what I'm gonna do with the SI, as for look wise, or exterior customization wise. Like, just look at this front lip right here, and I'll show you more pics in a bit. You know, it's just that I could show you the car in person, but it does not look like this anymore. I only got like 2 or 3 videos of it, and I should have made more. I should have gotten more, but I never had the time to, and I always forgot to make some. But you know, I have the pictures to capture the greatest moments of it, and I'm gonna show you guys like how it started and how it ended. Like, this right here is its final form. Right here, it was in its final form. The only thing that I had on my list that I really wanted for this car was a carbon fiber hood, and I didn't what's it called, I did not get to do that. So instead of the carbon fiber hood, I went with the carbon fiber trunk. Now where's my damn pictures? Right here, look. So I have all these folders right here of it when I took it to some car shows or little car events, and that's pretty much it. But what we're looking at is right here in the edited, because right here we could see some super old pictures of the car. If I could find some, let me see. So basically, this car, I built it pretty much myself. Look like this one. This is how it used to look in the rear. It used to be on springs. It used to not be slammed as hell. It used to be pretty tall. When I put it on springs, I was like, man, this shit is low. And it did feel low, you know, but it wasn't as low as I would want it to be. So what I did eventually was I got some, what are they called, True Heart struts, and then put them with the springs, and it lowered it just a little bit more. And that little extra drop really did make a difference. And I was like, hell yes, you know, I was like, hell yes. So that's that one picture right there. Let me show you guys this other picture over here. Yeah, right here, look, there's the car right there. It looks pretty good, man. It's like, this picture is in full screen. I got this one right here. You know, it was on the D2 springs, and the issue I had with this is that, you know, I was young, 19, yeah, like 19ish, early 20ish, even 21ish. But by 21ish, all these stickers were gone, man. I had this window sticker bomb, the other one sticker bomb. I had a whole like spine type of thing going on. Like, you can see some of it right here. There's a whole line going up there. There's a sticker right here, sticker over there. Like, man, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. Look, those are more recent pictures. Oh, there's the aside. Look, and this is like in its final form. This is how it went from. So basically, it went from looking like this. Let me see. In my edited pictures, I don't really have it when it was that stock. Now that I think about it, I have one right here. Look, yeah, you see this shit? That's one of my old friends, super old car. But right here, it looked fine to me. I was like, this car looks good, and I threw on that Mugen wing on the coupe body. I was like, it looks fine. I honestly wanted this Mugen wing. I wanted it for when I had it all slammed. Like, all this wheel gap was gone. This part right here was basically all the way to right here, man. All this was being covered up by the damn fender, and I'm like, damn, bro, it was so freaking good. And I had a different muffler on there. That shit got broken, and in its final form, I had the skunk too. So basically, this car was great, man. It was automatic. The reason I never made videos on it was because it was automatic, and I honestly found no point. And it was basically my first car, and I'm like, let me see what I could do with it. I started watching videos. I started looking at other people's cars on Instagram, and I was like, man, how can I make my car look pretty cool, you know? And I just went with some basic stuff. The first stuff I ever got for it was the, let me see, you know what, I'm gonna just, on Instagram, I have some good pictures on there. Alright guys, so on Instagram, then look at this shit. Hey, rest in peace Paul Walker, guys, rest in peace. So right here, look at this picture. Super old picture back right here, April 10, 2017. That's a long time ago, right? Well, not really, it's like 3 years ago. But here's the thing, I did not start modding a car until 2017. I had it since late 2014, early 2015, around there. I had it since then, and I was just driving it, you know. And I really didn't think about any car modifications, but then I joined Instagram and I started uploading pictures of the car, and I'm like, you know. And then I started seeing other cars, and I was like, man, what can I do first to make the car look good? And the first thing that I was looking at was get an exhaust, and that's what I basically did. I installed an exhaust. Believe it or not, I had no jack. Actually, my dad sold the 2 jacks he had because he was gonna buy more like a legit Craftsman one. He sold the cheap ones he had, and he didn't have one yet. And when I got the little axle back piece for the exhaust, I was like, what the hell? How am I gonna install this? There's no jack. You know, I didn't realize it. And then I just installed it laying on the ground, bro. That shit was not lowered. It was like this, and I installed it. You can tell right here, look, there's the little muffler right there. It was an axle back. It went over the rear axle, whatever it's called. It went over that, and then it just attached to it with some 2 bolts. So I had it like that during this time right here. There's my homie's Celica. Rest in peace to that car, because that shit got messed up. But then I lowered it right here. In April 2017, I lowered that thing. Thanks to an old homie right there. I lowered that shit on Skunk 2 springs. And then I added the fog lights too right there. Look at that. Nice. And to me, it looked clean. I was like, damn, it's pretty clean. Pretty clean. It was like a 2-inch drop on that shit too, man. It was legit. And I was happy with it. And then I was like, let me hang the license plate right here. Primal driven. Couple stickers here and there. You know, and then I was thinking to myself, what else can I do to make the car look pretty clean? And that's when I just got the wing. In May, for my birthday, I bought myself this Mugen wing. And then I also had the red badges already. Look at that. Yeah, I had those red badges also. And I was like, man, because this is for a sedan, and I made it fit on the coupe. There's only certain coupes out there, 8th and 9th gens, that I fit this wing. And I was like, sick as hell, you know. Then this was like one of the first early meets that I went to. These cars are pretty dope, man. And I was just looking at them. I was like, man, the first time I saw these headlights right here, I was like, man, I need those headlights for my car. I need them. And I did not get them until super later, man. Super later. Look at this clean roller. This picture, it's always like, man, it looked pretty low right here, but it wasn't even that low. But it was freaking good as hell. These are all just some other pictures from some crews. I went on a long time ago. And then right here is when I got the front lip. So I got a front lip, and it looked better to me. I was like, hell yeah. And then I went to my first legit show all the way to San Diego. And it was pretty dope. I went with an old team. They're pretty chill old team. The car, I didn't really do much to change it. It just had the lip finally. I was like, finally, I have a lip. But then I started seeing more pictures, and I'm like, nah, this isn't even the lip I wanted, you know. But it did the job for me. And then I got the wheels, the rims, and that just changed the whole car. It made it rise up a little more, and I was like, damn, that shit is high as hell. I like this picture a lot because it doesn't make it look like it's super high, because at the angle that I took it at, look there, you can see the little spine right there. And that, believe it or not, this right here went all the way up there. It used to go all the way up there, and this right here was filled with stickers. I did not have it like that yet at this point in time, but once I got the wheels, I was like, oh hell yeah, and I could rice this shit out, you know. Fuck it. But nah, that I shouldn't have done that, but fuck it. And right here the fitment looked good. Look, no wheel gap, looks pretty good, but it was pretty high. Then right here, look, sick ass car, man. This car was great to me, guys. It was great. Right here, so I took a picture in that little dip right there, make it look kind of low, but it's on a dip anyway. But that shit looked nice. The way I had it, I was like, man, it looks pretty decent to me. It looks decent, and I pretty much liked it the way it was. I was like, man, it's so sick. But then I started adding all these stickers, and I'm like, man, stickers ain't gonna do shit for the car, you know. Like I said, I already showed you that picture. Here's another one. I was like, man, all these stickers and that wing, like, look at that shit, looks fucking big as hell. I'm like, damn, big ass fucking wing right there. Damn, bro. Right here got a few models at some old shows. I forgot what show that was. I know I went to this one, Christmas time back in 2017. Let me see this shit. Look right here, dope ass picture, bro. Dope ass picture. Hell yeah. If only the car could fit under, but in that movie it's all fake, bro. The trailers, they rise them up. The only car in real life that could fit under that is a Miata, I think, convertible one. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, and oh yeah, and at this point, I forgot to say, at this point, the big modification I got was this duckbill from Cybon. It was clean as fuck. Damn, I got that shit back in 2018, huh? Holy shit. Damn, that's freaking nice. Yeah, I got it back in 2018, and that's around the same time that I got the yeah, because right here still had that little Mugen wing, and it got cracked. That's why I got rid of it. It got cracked, and I didn't want to buy another one just so it could get cracked from the vibrations of the wind. It just got cracked. I used to drive on the freeway all the time, so yeah, it got cracked. Then I got that duckbill, and it looked dope as hell. Dope as hell. And then also the True Heart, and I throw on these mud flaps from Rally Armor, I think they're called. But I said, nah, I wasn't feeling them, and then I took them off after a while. But yeah, right here, look, the fitment was good. That was, the rims the rims are 18x9 with the tires. I had the tires on there for a good ass while. They were 225 4018 Continental Contact Pro, I think. Right here, you can tell right here, Continental. You can't even see it, but yeah, look, Conti Pro, whatever they're called, Continental, whatever they're called. Oh yeah, and right here it turned 21. See, and that's when I started changing up the car. You know, I said, okay, what can I do to make it be more cool? Look, I got rid of the lip because I didn't like it, and then I basically revamped the car a bit. Oh yeah, and also won some side skirts back in 2018. They're pretty cool. I won some side skirts. Then I went to go pick them up when I went to right here to Toretto's house, and that's when the car was revamped. I took off the stickers and I made it look cleaner. I got a different front lip right here. That new front lip, the one that I was looking at all the coupes, and I was like, man, I want that lip. So I went and got it. I got that lip, and then I had these right here, the new side splitters. I was like, hell yeah, that I won. The duckbill. Oh, I wrapped my trunk all black, satin black. I wrapped the trunk satin black. The front was looking more aggressive to me with that new lip. I got that bug deflector, whatever. Oh, and the headlights. Yes, That's when I got the headlights. See, that's what I'm telling you. I basically revamped the car. During this time from this last show I went to, it was like what was this show? It was some NVS Park show. I forgot. Somewhere up there in Visalia or Bakersfield, all the way up there. And then in this time right here, when I went to go pick up the side splitters, and I went to go to Toretto's house, and also I went to a Logic concert. I went to a Logic concert that time. I believe it was on July 20 when he was in LA, July 20. But I want to take these pictures right here. It was pretty cool. The spot was open. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna just park right there. But it was pretty cool. Like the fitment was a little better with those True Heart struts, the duckbill, less sticker action going on. The headlights really made me fall in love with the car again. I was like, damn, that shit is dope as hell. This car was dope as hell, man. It is fucking dope as hell. It was. I say was because it doesn't look like this anymore, but it still is dope as hell because it was my first car, and I still have it in my what's it called, in the house. It's still here with me. It's not gone. I didn't get rid of it. I just got rid of a whole bunch of the parts that made it unique. And now here's a good picture of a good transformation. This is when in 2019 is when I got coilovers finally. I was like, hell yeah. I think I bought them back in December because they had a good ass deal, and I said, let me just get them. I want coilovers. I want to be lower. I want to make this shit be static. So I got coilovers, and then the wheels, the tires, I changed them to 215, 35, 18, and it was a little stretch, and you could tell right there, look, the difference of the tire size. I was like, damn. And the car rode smooth as hell for me. It was stiffer, but to me it was smoother, like way better handling, felt way better. And then I also got camber arms because with the coilovers I was gonna slam that shit, and I didn't slam it yet, but it was pretty lowish. It was pretty low, and I got camber arms, and I made the fitment be pretty legit. Look right here, the fitment right there, you can't really tell, but the fitment, that shit was low, man. That lip, I'm surprised I never really broke it or it flew off, but it did get broken in the one incident where I ran over a damn boulder at night in a dumbass street, and I couldn't swerve it. 2 cars right beside me, car right behind me, and I was like, man, I cannot avoid this boulder. So I hit it on, and it broke the lip, like right here in this area. It broke my lip. I lost my license plate. The license plate went under. The oil pan didn't get fucked, but the oil, the oil filter got cracked, and I had to change that like a couple days later because I started noticing a leak a couple days later. And then I had to get a new tire because the license plate went under, and it went back and slashed the rear passenger tire. And I was like, man, this cannot get any worse. Like, I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, the front lip broke, okay, that's fine, I could just take that off. My plate was lost. I'm like, man, let me go try and find it. I went and tried to look for it, and nope, couldn't find it. It was in the middle of the night, and me and my homie, we just went out there, and we're like, man, I can't find shit. So we just went back, and then while the other homies were diagnosing the car, they said, you have a freaking flat tire too. I'm like, what the hell, man? And then a couple days later, I noticed it's leaking. I'm like, wow, man. I was like, pinche madre, man, motherfucker. I also had this subframe brace right here, and I got this diffuser made by the homie Chava. You could hit him up at Chava's Garage. He makes clean ass pieces, bro, for splitters, for front bumper canards, side splitters, extensions, diffusers. He's gonna start working on like some window shit, some gurney flaps. So check your shit out, guys. I'll link it down there, and look right here. The car was pretty much sitting nice, like camber in the rear, but none up front because it's front wheel drive. I always thought the look on the Civic looked dope as hell with the camber in the rear only, and then in the front because of the front wheel drive. And basically now I could return to these pictures. Oh shoot, what the hell am I doing? Now I could return to these pictures right here. Look, so basically in its final form, after all that, after I got all the stuff, the coilovers, the headlights, the duckbill, and then the last piece that I bought for it was the trunk. I bought that like back in, it was during this year, during quarantine. I had it for like 2 months, and then I just sold it to a homie, and I'm like, here, just buy this shit, bro. You want it? Take it off my hands. I got a new car. I wanted to keep the trunk, but I just said fuck it, you know. So right here, this is not its final form, but look at how low that shit is, bro. Everybody always told me, how in the hell do you get around with that car? I daily drove a freaking slam car, bro, and you could tell. I could show you some clips right now in the video. That shit was low. It was low. This right here is how I imagined it being slammed if it was ever on bags, but that was never the case, bro. That was never the case. But this shit was slammed, and I honestly don't know how I did it, bro, because I always hear a lot of people talking about they break their lips, they break this, they break that, the oil pan. The exhaust did scrape a bit, and I was noticing that, but the car never gave me issues, bro. And then once I added the HFP kit. When was it? At the beginning of this year, 2020, I added the HFP kit, and then mid 2020, when everything was like shut down, I bought the trunk. It was a steal, man. Super good deal. That shit goes for like 700 plus. I got it for under 300, bro. Under 300, and I was like, I'm taking that shit for sure, because my OEM trunk had holes in it, and I was like, nah. That's why I wrapped it in satin black to cover the holes. But I started noticing the wrap finally was ripping, and I was like, man. And it's just some cheap ass muffler right here. I eventually got the Skunk 2 one. I like the burnt tip look, that's why I got this cheap ass one, but it cracked, and then I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just go for Skunk 2. It sounds good, it's decent, so yeah. And then basically this little Tsurikawa hanging right here. Got one over here. I put the heart one right here, I think. I don't know, I forgot, bro, but this car, it brought great memories, man. Super great memories. I love this car. It's a great car, and you could tell that this car is gonna inspire how I build the SI. The SI, I definitely want new rims, but the MB battles will live through my SI for a while. And you guys might be wondering, why the fuck do I care about your old car? Well, first of all, it was my first car. Second of all, this is the car that I basically learned everything on. How to change intake, exhaust, wheels, brakes, transmission fluid, install parts, headlights, do some lighting. I had to tap into some electrical stuff to get the fog lights to work. I mess with suspension, camber, alignment. I know how to do it by myself with my own eyes and get it to a good point. And then I would take it to the shop eventually, but I get it to a good point just so it could last a bit. And then I take it to the shop eventually. I learned how to paint correct on this one. I know how to paint correct it. Like I said, I might do a video on it because I never did the full car. I only did the front fenders, the bumper, and the hood. And then I did like this door and some of this in the back, and I never completed the rest of the car. And I was like, man, I think I did the trunk too, but once I sold the carbon fiber trunk and duckbill, I did the OEM one because it was looking a bit nasty from the residue that I left from that wrap. So that's what happened with that. And then I learned how to wrap with this car because I wrapped the trunk, the roof, the side mirror caps. I learned how to wrap. I learned how to do some fabric. Let me see if I could get a picture of it. Right here, look, this fabric right here. Ignored the model fools and the Cheetos right here. And yes, it's an automatic, motherfuckers. And look, this little shift knob right here is now in the SI. You know, haters gonna hate. Shut the fuck up. But right here, this bride material, I learned how to put that on the door. On the doors, I learned how to take better pictures. I made the car look way cleaner. No, not any more big ass stickers everywhere. That diffuser was dope as fuck, man. I'm trying to figure out how to make one for the SI, how it'll be, but I can't figure out a good design because of that metal exhausting. But it's all good, man. You know, this car right here, it was great, and I still own it. But you know, it's paid off. It's all done. It was done this year. I finished it, and I would have kept it how it was, but my family wouldn't be able to drive it. It would just be a freaking Honda just sitting there, and they wouldn't be driving it. And you know, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just sell the parts, swap the wheels, and then you guys can use it and save gas. And that's where we're at right now. You know, it still has a couple things. The exhaust is stock now, the intake is stock, the headlights, like I said, the only thing left on the car currently is the front lip. I left the fog lights, definitely. The headlights, definitely keeping those, because they just look sick. They just make the car look legit, man. And then this little bug deflector thing right here, and the plate, I changed it back to its OEM form right here. It goes like right here. This thing right here, it's hidden back there. I need to take it off still. I might throw this on the SI, but this one's all faded, so I might get a new one. I'm not sure yet. The window visors are still there. The roof is wrapped. This is wrapped. The trunk, I might end up wrapping it. And honestly, I might just get a cheaper duckbill that I could just wrap in black or something and throw it on there, because it just looks ugly with that stock looking whatever rear end little tail thing on the coupe. Because it's not the SI, bro. It's not the SI. This is the FG3. It was not the SI. And look at this shit. I made it tuck. I made the whole freaking rear tire tuck, and it was so freaking dope, man. Like, look at the front fitment. Look at the rear fitment. You know, some motherfucker would say that ain't fitment, but bro, it's because I was going for a tucked in fitment. And plus, I had coilovers, and then I installed the few last pieces that I put on the car were the for 2020, the last things I put on the car early 2020 were, for coilovers, I put on Swift springs, 24K in the rear and 20K up front. Bro, those things made a huge difference, and the car did not feel jumpy at all. Instead, the whole car felt stiff as hell, and it did not rub anywhere at all. Nowhere. My fitment was on point, that I knew exactly how to adjust everything and not mess up the alignment a whole bunch. But I still took it all the time, you know, because just to make sure. But I was tucking the rear a pretty good bit, man. I was tucking that shit right here in the back. I was tucking it. I was like, man, holy shit. You can zoom in. Yeah, I was tucking this rear right here, and I was like, damn, this shit looks good, man. I loved how the car looked in its final form. I honestly loved how it looked, you know. Had a couple parts from 6-speed right here, like the spike shits. This thing the car was just great, man. I was never going for speed, you know. A lot of people said, why are you modifying the car if it does not go fast, you know? And I said, you know what, it's my car, I'm paying for it, I'm driving it, so what do you have to do with it, you know? Like, a lot of people build cars for the scene, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, you know, get some clout, get some points out there for, you know, being legit, being dope, catching people's eyes. But if you're not gonna build the car for yourself and have fun with it, then what's the point? You know, what's the point? And like I said, the last pieces that I threw on the car for 2020 were the HFP side skirts, the full carbon fiber trunk from Cybon, and the Swift springs, and that basically completed the car for me. And I was like, damn, this car's basically done. Like, it's complete. What else can I do? You know, the full carbon fiber trunk. Oh yeah, and also the Skunk 2 muffler. I remember I was getting that installed like before all the sports were gonna get canceled, and they're talking about, yeah, we're gonna cancel NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL, NCAA. They're canceling everything. They're like, the games are canceled. And I was getting this muffler installed, watching the news, and I was like, damn, what the hell, in the waiting room? But yeah, and look at this shit, man, with the HFP kit. It just made the car look lower. And there's the SI. Hell yeah, look at this. It just, like, god damn, bro, this shit was so low. Like, it could have gone more in the front. I had an inch more of thread in the front. In the rear, I had one ring zip tied to the coil. Since it's a separate coil and shock, I had one little ring thing that spins onto the coil cup. I took off the coil cup because it was too high with the Swift springs. They were too stiff to be compressed. So then I just zip tied one little thing because just the spring by itself, the car was way too low. I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking tucking a rim. And I literally almost yanked off my HFP kit right here. It's all scraped under. You can't really tell from the side, but it's all scraped under here. And the HFP kit, oh yeah, the HFP kit is still on the car, you know, it makes it look cool. But it's all scraped under there. And I'm like, damn, I almost fucked up the car. But nah, I didn't. So this is the car, guys. My first car, the story behind it, how it went, how I built it. I basically built a static 9th gen Civic, and I was pretty proud of it. You know, I did it all myself. Almost everything was myself. I painted the HFP kit. I installed. Me and my dad did majority of the work, you know, but me myself, I did a lot of it too, like headlights, the hood visors, window visors, the hood riser, hood visor, the fog light stuff, the front lip, the HFP kit, the trunk, the duckbill, the roof wrap. I did a whole bunch of it by myself. You know, I got my brother to help me with the roof wrap. That's about it. The exhaust, of course, I took it to a shop, but the first one, that axle back, I did it myself. The diffuser, had the homie make it, but I installed it myself. Yeah, the intake myself. At one point I had a catless downpipe, and bro, this shit sounded ugly as hell. So I sold that shit like in 2 weeks. I said, fuck this shit, I don't want it no more. It sounded ugly, man. I was thinking like maybe I could make power with the car, you know, but I said nah, F it. And then I didn't do it because it just sounded horrible. I'm like, nah, this does not sound good. I am not doing this. But man, oh man, did the car, sir, treat me great. Right here, you know, this is one of my favorite pictures right here of the car, and it was a great car. And right here, it wasn't as low as it is in the other ones. This is like prior to its final form. I call it the final form because it was how it was before I got rid of everything. And look, it was pretty low, man. I miss driving a low car, honestly, but it's the end of the low car era, and now I'm trying to do like power, go with power. This car, I just really love the way it looked from this angle. I always love getting these type of shots right here. This shit was dope as hell, man. I missed how the car looked. I wish I could have kept it like this and just sold a couple things, like unnecessary stuff like this down here, that brace, the Swift springs. Actually, I would have kept them because I would have kept it this low, but the regular springs were fine still. There's a Skunk 2 muffler right there. The trunk, you know, the trunk, I would have sold the trunk, but I would have kept the duckbill because the duckbill just makes the rear end look way better. It makes it look way better, bro. And then, but you know, like I said, this is my first car. It's how I learned how to do majority of the shit that I know now. And I should have started my YouTube channel with this car, but I thought, you know, it's an automatic. Nobody's gonna give a damn. But who cares, you know? Now I'm gonna just share with you guys. If you guys are interested, this is my first car. This was my first car. I still own it. It's just that the reason I'm not showing it to you in person is because it looks nothing like this anymore. Maybe the front end, but it's not this low. It's not looking like all modified like this anymore. And man, did it break necks. Everywhere I went, people were turning their head like, damn, that's a clean looking Civic. But they always turned their head when I said it's automatic, bro. It's not an SI. Everybody would always tell me, that's an SI, bro. And I'm like, nah, man. It ain't an SI, fool, but it could keep up with an SI. But it's low as fuck, man. It's low and slow. Alright? It's a static fucking Civic. that is low. Like right here, I was not tucking yet, but eventually I did make it go lower. There's like a little ride height rake right here, which I did not like. Like this part was higher, this part was lower, and you could kind of tell right here in this picture. Like a little higher up here, a little lower right here. It looked higher, lower. Then eventually I fixed it. But man, oh man, this car did me great. This is another picture I really love. Shout out to Overdue, Inner City, the team, Super Street. And you know, right here, look at that tuck in that rim. That's what I'm talking about when I fixed the ride height rake. Puro pinche race car. And yeah, man, this is the car. I did great. I feel like I did great. Those are some old pictures. This is old picture right there, old picture. This is in its final form right here. Shout out to this guy right here, Palmdale Photo. Took some of the last pictures of the car. And there's the SI now. You know, so this car was great and I loved it, but it's time to move on. Now I'm gonna build the SI to be how I want it to be. I ain't listening to no fools that are gonna tell me, hey, do this, do that. Nah, I will take recommendations, but nah, man, look, this is in its final form right here. Right here, bro, look at that. There's no ride height rake. See how it's tucking more in the rear, even in the front too. I wanted to lower that shit even more, but I was scared to get bacon fenders. But man, this car was dope, guys, and I low-key miss driving that car, you know, breaking necks and everything, but it was time to move on. I really wanted it to be faster, but you can't do much with an automatic R18 Civic. If it was an SI, then yes, but nah, it was all good, man. And the whole story behind why it was not an SI was because, first of all, I didn't know how to drive manual back then. In 2015, 2014, my dad told me he was gonna get an SI for me, but then he said, just get a freaking automatic and you're fine to go learn on that first. And then now I have an SI. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the car. And I like these pictures too, you know, since Christmas is coming up. Here are some cool Christmas pictures of the car right here. Look at that shit. Hell yeah, look at that. Damn, man, the car looks so beautiful. I miss the car. Look at that. God damn. Hell yeah. It's almost time for the tamales, people. I'ma do this right here. The hood wrap, the nose. I don't know about the ears because I experimented with this car in the ears. The window visor wouldn't let me do it legitly. The window visors almost fell off, but I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do that with the SI, but with the SI, I'm gonna wrap the whole car. I'm gonna make a video about it. You guys will see. So yeah, this car was great. I loved it. It was amazing. I was tucking rim. Hey, look at that shit. Fender to the lip of the rim. Like, god damn. This car was amazing. Lowest static nitrogen in my city. I know nobody gives a fuck, but I just thought, you know, fuck it. And then now we're with the SI, and here it is, the greatest transformation picture ever. Back in 2017, before anything was done to it, I think the only thing that was done to it were window visors and the axle back, and that was it. But you can't even see it, so it looks stock as hell. Not even the fog lights were done. To this right here, coilover, static, swift springs, a skunk tube muffler, full carbon fiber trunk with the duckbill, front lip, fog lights, headlights, boom boom boom, intake. I had a Takeda intake, so yeah. But now we move on to this car, guys. So whew, that was a trip down memory lane, guys. But yeah, look at this shit. God damn. You know, at least they met each other when they were like this, but the SI is gonna be fully modified now, and the blue one is not gonna be fully modified now. So I'm gonna take a picture of that eventually when the SI looks pretty up to par with how this one looked. But you know, maybe in the future I could bring this one back to be how it was looks wise. I mean, I feel like all it needs to make it be looks wise is coilovers and the duckbill. That's pretty much it. And I could throw on the MB Battles back on and get new wheels for the SI, which I plan on doing eventually. But This car right here is doing me great so far. No issues at all. I love this angle right here too. It's something about the rear, about this angle right here that I love so much on the cars, on these two cars. Like, wow, it's something about that angle, man. Like, look at that, dope as hell. So like, share, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned for more videos, bros, and yeah, peace out.
Now you can check the whip and peel. Damn, this nigga is ill. Gear shifting smooth as butter. Cut in and out of lanes undercover. Style, wow, my mirror, the rear view. You can never fly by, homie, I will see you. Mach 5, change terrains if need be. Thou shall never floor pass. I will let the ID before you act on.